Hello.
Hello.
Again. We're back.
Yeah, g'day. Welcome to another reading with Ricky and Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to come back and have a look at these. And I've been away for a few days. I've had the best few days at a wedding of someone. She's, I claim her as another daughter. She's not actually my daughter, but I do claim her that way. She got married and it was so beautiful and lovely. So it's had a couple of days away while we were enjoying the wedding. But we're back and we're back. We really wanted to read tonight because we're in the energy of the 1010 portal, which is, the 1010 portal is all about the activation of light codes and new beginnings and rebirths. And why this is particularly interesting for us, because it was under the 1010 portal that Ricky and I got our fresh new start. So I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to read on a 1010 portal for a twin flame energy update. So what it's about, 10's all about completions, and then the idea of the 1010 portal is it's an energy center, or it's an energy activation. And if you use the energy to your advantage, if you are balanced and centered and ready to move into more alignment, you can use the energy of the 1010 portals to come into more understanding and bring like a rebirth in energy around for you. So the 1010 activation meditations, if you haven't found one yet, go forth. There's plenty of them out there. I might even record one myself. This energy generally sits in place for around 10 days. But suggestions are the power of this year's 1010 portal will hang around for longer. So I might even record one myself and share it. Like, get into this 1010 energy activation, because it really did help. Like when this portal was around was when our rebirth really began. So this idea of regeneration and the ending of old cycles and the moving into the new. So that said, I am mad keen to see how these energies have updated after our beautiful weekend away at the wedding, and seeing what these energies hold. What do you reckon? Should we dive right into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The other thing that's come online under these energies is Mercury has just shifted into Libra as of today. We've got Venus in Libra as well. So you know what this brings about? We have both of those planets dancing in the sign that is about marriage and relationships, and it is about balance and harmony and socialization. So, what a perfect time to get married under those energies. Well done to my darling girl there. But it's about harmony and socializing and being balanced. But the Mercury Libra connection is also about reevaluating the way you connect, and the energy, the overarching energy there is diplomacy. Oh, hi Michelle, I see you there. Hi darling. So some big energies between the 1010 portal, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra. All of these energies invite balanced, harmonious relationships and the opportunity to move into like the new beginnings. Like this 1010 portal is all about new beginnings. And like I said, it was big for Ricky and I. So I'm really mad keen to see what this tarot read is going to bring forth. So I'll read from the perspective of the Divine Feminine with the cards I have here. We do read for twins in separation because by and large that's who we talk to the most. But twins do come together in waves, and these energies will push against you no matter where you are in your journey. So take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's see what this current cycle is doing. I feel like I'm ready to go. You ready to go? You got your cards? Yep, righto. Let's go. I got my cards. I'm shuffled. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
What do we got straight out? Oh, first card out. It's an interesting one. We've got the Three of Swords. Righto. And then we've got the Two of Pentacles. Then we've got the Five of Wands. Challenging energies. Look at these coming through. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the World card. Can we fit them all in? I feel like I'm sort of falling off the bottom of them there. I'm going to say it's not necessarily what I thought I would see, but let's have a bit of a dive into it and see why these messages are coming forward the way they are. I shuffled it. That was an accident, but was meant to happen. What's on the bottom of the deck now? Oh, see, I was meant to do that. It was an accident. I was going to take the 6 off the bottom, but obviously there was meant to be a different message. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you serious? And then the next level is going to be, look, I'm not going to take them, but like all of the twin flame cards come out. I'm not going to take these bottom 3. It's the 3 of Wands, your ship's coming in, the Emperor, so definitely moving up into taking action and taking charge, and 3 of Pentacles being on mission. So again, the push for this twin flame mission idea comes through, but that's a lower level of energy there. I don't want to rest in it. I'm going to rest in these top 6. Let's have a look. What have we got? Look at this. See? 2 of Cups. I'm not kidding, am I? Like the energy of Venus in Libra, it's not hard to see why this energy is sitting there and pushing forward. And in the last read, before I went away to the wedding, you weren't with me for that reading, Ricky, but I literally drew all of these cards about, like, 2 of Cups came out, 4 of Wands came out, all of these cards about pushing for union in the next phase. And I said the Sun card came out as well. So I was predicting sort of by the end of the Australian summer, which is kind of February, that these connections would be moving online, like having hit that base frequency that you're able to hold the connection together. Some work to do here. We've got the Hermit playing out here. So the connection is moving into a more harmonious space, definitely, which is, that Venus Libra scenario. You look at the 2 of Cups and go, that's what Venus and Libra should look like. It's charming, it's harmonious, it's balanced. It's all those loving feelings, all of the lighter side of love, all of the fun stuff that you want to enjoy. But what's interesting is then you've got the Mercury Libra dance, which gets you into a place of reevaluating, which the Hermit can push that kind of energy, where you're sitting in your own space and really weighing up how you feel about things. So Mercury and Libra, it reevaluates the way you connect with other people, and it's all about diplomacy. And the next level is the Page of Swords, and he's the messenger of tarot. So how you feel in balanced, harmonious, connection with someone, and then how you reevaluate those ideas, and then how you go about being diplomatic in the way that you communicate. And I feel like that pushes on in the next level. See here, there's a level of feeling like you're victorious with your communication, but there's some collateral damage. And I think we're going to dive into that here when we get into the main part of the reading, in figuring out where the collateral damage along the way was. And I think under these 10-10 portal energies, when Ricky and I came together, we were communicating, but the collateral damage was lack of trust and lack of, I don't know, it wasn't that it was easy to be around each other, but there was still the swords on the ground were clearly like, how do we get past the troubles that we've had in the past? If we want to create a new beginning together, there's definitely work that has to be done. And sometimes the communication left one or both of us on our knees going, like, it doesn't feel very victorious at the moment with how we're communicating with each other. But I think under that 10-10 portal energy, we were far more diplomatic with each other than we've ever been before. Do you reckon?
Yes.
In giving each other a fair chance to say their piece and to be able to be understood, and to go, what is this connection between us, and how do we hold it in a balanced and harmonious way? So there was a lot of reevaluating going on, and redesigning how we connected with each other, which isn't surprising then to see the King of Swords there. So even though, like, these two, I feel like just want to sit hand in hand, because you've got the Page at that lower level. It's easy to have loving, harmonious feelings towards your twin, but when you get back in contact and you're starting to make brand new starts, or even if you're just leveling up, if your connection is not coming together in the 3D as yet, but you're leveling up in your knowledge, perhaps, however this is playing out for you, it will happen differently for different phases of the journey. But there's, in the process of coming into clarity and then coming into understanding and as you're reevaluating, you're cutting away crap. There is sometimes you have to fall on your sword and go, well, here's where it played out from my point of view. And, you know, you don't always have a win, but you still feel victorious in the fact that the connection is coming together. Because look at this over the top. You know, the King of Swords is a communicator. They communicate very, very clearly about what they want, even if it causes pain at times. But then here comes the Lovers over the top. So everything that's about to play out definitely has a reason and a purpose. For the Lovers to come in, it is that higher level divinity. So when communication comes in, even if it feels hurtful or it feels confusing, or if you feel like, yes, we're communicating, but there's still all this damage happening, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, that kind of scenario, Spirit is saying, just trust in the process. The divine has got you. Use the energies. Things like the 1010 portal will, if you can lean into it, if you can activate the light codes that are available, it actually helps to activate new beginnings. Like it worked for us. It really, really did. Under those energies was when we started connecting again. And yeah, we had the collateral damage along the way, but the communication was solid. Right. What have we got? This is a curious one for me, and I'm a little bit surprised to see it there. And I actually might put another one over the top because I'm going, I know that the Three of Swords, it's a catalyst card, it's an activation card, and I always talk about look how small the person is, look how big the heart is, look how big the swords are. This is the level of pain that gets put upon twins. So it's going, the push from the universe is to have the Three of Swords there is interesting. And I know that in this level, they're going, well, yeah, I'm saying to you, I'm putting the Five of Swords in place. How do you think, what do you think you two are going to communicate about? I'm going to press on some pain points between you. I'm assuming this is why the Three of Swords is here. I do want to just like clarify, if I just shuffle one more time. I'm thinking the Three of Swords is here because it's going to be front and center in the way that you two or these connections reevaluate, you know, and it's going to require some level of diplomacy to get through the energy. I just want to choose one more over the top because I don't want to say that Divine Feminine, you're going through another round of pain without purpose because the outcome is good. What have we got? Oh, yeah, Three of Wands. And you know what? That was Three of Wands was in that next level of cards. So it clearly wanted to be seen today. So the Three of Wands is about your ships coming in, or it's making a journey. It can be making a journey, but it's like when you've been at the crossroads for so long, it's deciding on a course of action. So for mine, this is not about going through another round of, you know, I talk about pain points a lot, and when the universe pushes them on us for course corrections, this feels more to me like you're going to have to figure out what to do with your pain points in connection when you're dealing specifically, because this is a very 3D. You've got things coming towards you. Things are going to be real and activated, and you're going to have to go face to face with them. This is why this is here, is you're going to have conversations, and sometimes those conversations hurt. They push you right back into, oh my God, this person really did a number on me. Do I really want to take this trip again? It can be tricky. And I suppose this is why the Two of Pentacles shows up. It is a juggling energy. And like once upon a time, you know, in this journey, I could have read this very, very easily, that it was a juggling the 5D and the 3D, but I'm not really seeing it that way tonight. I'm seeing it as juggling real-time communication and going, do I just want to sit in the joy of it, or am I going to have, because that's kind of what this is juggling. It's juggling your ships coming in or having everything that you wanted against all the pain points that can rise up when you're on this journey. Here in the soul space, this one again is a little bit curious. It's definitely some friction playing out in your soul space. So again, I'm going to refer back to this ideal of going, the communication might actually really challenge you to evolve, but you really don't want to, right? And I can reflect on this journey, like when we came back into contact with each other, I didn't for a second think that I would have to do the level of evolving that I've had to do to hold this connection. I thought I had this shit covered, right? I thought I had it covered. I really did.
And then
Next minute. What I didn't count on is how much Ricky had evolved, what he knew, what he was going to challenge me on, and that you know, these ideals of thinking I could push away and go, sorry, you're not evolved. Once you get into these spaces, you clearly see how much work the other person has done, and then you realize, damn it, now we've got to do work together, and it can bring a bit of friction. And like, I own it. I own it. I still have these friction points in going. You know, sometimes I think he's 10 times more evolved than I am, and like sometimes there's a little bit of friction in my soul going, and I'll openly say I'm feeling triggered right now, and I know I've got a little bit of work to do, to be able to feel calm in the moment, to be able to trust that whatever I'm feeling is not going to tear us apart, is not going to put us back into separation, and you know, like we can laugh about it on the other side, but when I get into these moments, because the journey has been so big, I have to rely on knowing that his journey's been big too, and that he's evolved in spaces that I'm still learning about. But sometimes it puts friction in my soul. It does, going, there's still things I need to learn and grow on, and continue to understand what this journey is all about. Here, this is an interesting one too. In the challenge space is a crossroad. So I'm kind of leaning on the ideals of going, if these connections are coming towards you, and however that represents, whether it's in 5D, you're experiencing it more heightened, or in the 3D. You know, you might be getting to one of those points where you go, I just want to tap out. Even if you're twins sitting right in front of you, and you're challenging the 5D and the 3D experience, or you're challenging the conversations versus the reality, and you're feeling friction in your soul, and you're going, I just don't know if this person's, you know, I don't want to be triggered into another round of the journey. And like, it can really put you at a crossroad, even when you know that you're moving forward. And the advice from Spirit is to stick with it, right? To stick with it. Continue to hold love. Look at this Page of Cups. He's humble. He's modest. He's got his little cup there, but he's at the bottom of the staircase, right? This is the advice. When you feel like you can't hold love for the moment anymore because you've got friction in your soul space, you're juggling what you're thinking and what you're feeling, you've got pain points rising, even though things are coming towards you, Spirit's going, hold that cup of love. Just sit at the bottom of the next staircase and hold on to that cup of love, because the likely outcome, if you hold on to that cup of love, is graduation. You've got the world there. So when the world comes in, it can mean a bunch of different things, but by and large, I look at this card as being graduation. It's the last card in the major arcana of tarot. And if you look at the word arcana, it actually means mysteries, right? And it is the graduation point. It's where you step off the major arcana to make a new beginning. And what is the 1010 portal all about?
New beginning.
New beginnings. And you move into your new beginning with your ships coming in. And even though you bring these pain points and this friction with you, your new beginning is like, hold on to the love. Hold on to the love you feel. Hold on to where you're headed, because you've got everything you need. When you're at the point of the world, I describe it as like a surgeon who's going in to operate, and he's got everything he needs in his toolkit to operate, or a builder going to build a house and he's got all the tools in his bag. There's nothing more that he needs. He's graduated from his trade college or his medical school or whatever. He's moved through all of the mysteries. He's understood the mysteries, and he's ready for the new beginning to occur. So he's ready to move into mission, move into the job. But part of that, the next part of the mission, like I explained, over and over again, the next part of the mission is when you get to work together and you start to understand the mission together. Now, this will occur, and I'm going to repeat it over and over. For some people, it will still be a 5D occurrence. For some, it happens in 3D. So however it's playing out for you, this is a push against the connection, right? And graduating could mean that you graduate from a phase of the journey, because these twin flame journey, they go through phases. They go through things like heart locks and energy center process, like you're merging, and there's all sorts of processes. You might be graduating from a process within the twin flame journey. However it plays out for you, just know that the push on the divine feminine is to graduate. Righto, what have we got for the divine masculine? Have you got some cards for me there, Dom?
Yes, Maya.
What do you got? Are we going to do...
You tell me what you want.
Give me the bottom 6 first, and then you can put the top 6 out. I kind of like it when you do things that way. Feels like it resonates a little bit. And we're focusing in on this idea of new beginnings and this big 10-10 portal energy. And I said it earlier, you know, like the 10-10 energy was where things changed for me and Ricky. So I was very, very excited to see 10-10 come around again, and to read how this energy is going to play out for twins across the board. What have we got? Is that the bottom 6?
Yeah.
Righto. Bottom 6. What have we got? Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles. See, look, here we've got a repeating energy with this crossroads coming in. Interesting. I think this is why this is challenging, is because the push from the universe is for the divine masculine to get to the crossroads, and how this energy plays out in the right way is he literally holds the world in his hand. You can see it's like actually a different representation in this one. He's got the world in his hand and he's made a choice on the path that he wants to take, whereas in this one it's like still sort of standing back, not knowing what to do. It's going, I'm on some kind of a, maybe it's a yellow brick road, who would know, but I'm on a path, but I'm not quite sure whether to go left or right at this point. So here, when this is a push from the universe, he's literally got the world in his hand and he's made a decision. Now here he's got the Ace of Wands as well. See how that is a you know, it's reflected. If I do this, it's literally the same image. See that? The divine masculine knows what he wants. Can you see? It's like he's chosen the Ace of Wands twice. Here the divine has offered it to him, right? That's a divine hand sending over the Ace of Wands. And here the divine masculine has gone, I get it. Here, I'm here to do a job with the world in my hands, or a job for humanity. And I know what my task is, right? The King of Pentacles works. He works hard on building foundation, building stability. He can lead an empire, this guy. The King of Pentacles has stability 101. He's led here, the divine saying, I'm giving you passion, right? It's definitely a passionate push against him to work hard. And the divine masculine here says, I take up this Ace of Wands and make it my mission for humanity. Ooh, what have we got here? The next layer of energy. See, he's still in the pre-harvest though. So when I say it's, and I know you're going to be frustrated hearing that divine feminine, but I'm actually reading it as really, really positive. Why this is positive is because what we want him to be doing right now is reevaluating everything and being very, very diplomatic, charming, harmonious, and balanced. If we're seeing those energies playing out, I feel like we're very, very on track with what we want to see in this reading, which is the 10-10 rebirth energies. We're looking for a new start somewhere in these energies. So here we're in the pre-harvest. The push from the universe is we're about to move into the space where he gets to work, but he's gathering all of his resources. So here I've decided I've taken up the task in this card. Now here I've got to pull myself together, right? Quite literally, I'm sitting at the foothill of all this work I've got to do, and I've got to pull all my resources together, which is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, any way that a person can pull resources together, the Four of Pentacles sits in that vein. It's not just, even though Pentacles are connected to money, Pentacles are also connected to the earth plane, right? And being on the earth plane requires that you pull a bunch of resources together. You can't just live on money. You can't. You can't just live on any one particular facet. Here, this pentacle sits in the crown, this pentacle sits in the heart, and these two are under his feet. It's how he moves through, how he walks through the world. So, what he wants to be able to do is gather all his resources. And we've seen him sit in this energy before of going, I know something's supposed to happen. I know I'm supposed to do something. Sitting here looking at the task at hand, and here choosing one particular pentacle. Here he's saying, I'm going to gather four, right? I'm going to gather four pentacles, my spiritual, my emotional, and my physical needs before I communicate. Now, the Page of Swords, he is our messenger of tarot. And look what you've both got. Communication, right? Healthy, balanced communication. You both have the Page of Swords. Now, with the page, though, remember what the key energy is reevaluating the way you connect. And what you've got playing out, this is where this reading gets super interesting. What you've got playing out is wanting to express what you've been through to get to where you are. What he's got playing out is inner strength, right? Here, the divine feminine tames the beast. I always love this image. Look at the face on this thing. He's just gorgeous. Like he just looks like he's being really happy to actually be tamed, right? He does. Look at him. He's so happy. He just like, yeah, okay, I don't need to be a beast anymore. I can surrender into the energy of working with you, divine feminine. I still have, the beast still roars. Don't get me wrong. This is not turning your divine masculine into someone who doesn't have strength. Like it's not that you've tamed the beast and he no longer has what we consider traditional masculinity. What this does is it brings the masculinity into a balanced place where it dances healthily with the divine feminine. Like not one has to be dominant over the other. And like we have a bit of a joke even today, like about what it is to be competitive and who wins, but it's always like it's just a joke. Do you know what I mean? Like no. the way I always win. Oh, bollocks! I know. It's a running joke though. Like whereas some couples get into this power struggle where one has to be dominant over the other. Whereas in this particular energy, what we're really looking for is the strength to be a combined strength. We don't want the masculine to feel like he has to outmuscle the feminine with the strength of his energy, right? We want that masculine and feminine energy to be dancing. See what they've got above their head. What I always talk about, this is the new pattern for the new archetype for love. It's the infinity symbol. Love is energy that's always on the move. So this is what we're looking for the energy to, when it moves forward, we want it to move forward in a very balanced way where masculine and feminine energy are not in competition with each other, but are mutually beneficial, where one lifts up the other. If one is feeling like they're having a struggle, the other one is going, I got you. And we'll work, what is it that we're working through to keep the energy of neutral between us, where there's not, excuse me, where one is not necessarily dominating the other. What we've got they're moving forward. See this? They really do want to move forward. And the Chariot is strong, fast-paced energy. It is, I keep leaning on the fact that he's under this, I want to call it like a blanket of stars, and that he's moving with the power of the cosmos. So if we look at him if he's moving forward, truly in alignment with this soulmate cycle and the push from the universe under this 1010 energy, this is a powerful time to do some work about bringing in the light codes, right? Activating these new stars. It's a powerful portal. Now, I'm not going to do great big long explanations about portals and energy. Like Honestly, there's heaps of information online. Go look it up. Do a 10-10 activation. Do the meditation to activate the energies. Excuse me.
Sorry.
The beast is growling in the background.
Don't tame me.
Don't tame me. 10-10 portals. We're talking about activating the energy to really move forward a brand new start. Now, remember, if you don't understand this ideal, I've done those other videos that are more instructional, but because you are both come from the same particle source, that what one person is doing or what one side of the connection is doing is influencing the other person. So if you're going to get into the energy of activating these 10-10 codes and really pushing for a new start, a new beginning, that energy by default of the connection that you are particles that have entanglement, that it will affect them as well. So you need at least one of you putting these light codes into action to really bring this new beginning energy through. Don't think it doesn't work. I'm telling you, it does. It does. It, like Ricky and I came together under 10-10 portal energy, and I tracked this stuff. It's my daily grind, and I was doing all that work.
So you tracked me down.
I did. Well, I got under this energy was where I was having really lucid dreaming, and where I was having Ricky's dad come through giving me messages in that lucid dreaming. So under that 10-10 portal energy, this idea of rebirth and activation of new life, definitely, it worked in our circumstance. So I'm going to encourage it 1,000% to move the connection forward into its new energy. Righto, in the soul space, this is interesting, isn't it? Because you're sitting in a place of 5 of Wands is friction and resistance. So whatever you've got going on in there, this is a time where I would be getting into meditation and looking for any pain points and trying to remove any friction that you have to this connection. And I can't tell you without spending time in your particular energy where your friction points are, or what we can do to move them on. But you can spend time looking for those friction points and listen for that ego voice rising up, telling you where your resistance is, and do the work needed to move that energy on. Because look what's happening over here for the divine masculine. He's ready to go. He's going to go after what he wants, right? And if you're holding resistance to the connection, and look, it's probably fair that you do, is what I'm going to say, because you've been through so much to get to this point that when this energy comes through, it can be a little hard to trust it. So anything that you can do to prepare yourself for connections coming through, any work that you can do to heal resistance would be really, really pivotal under this energy. What's interesting here, you're sat at a crossroads, he's sat in the energy of the magician. So this is transformative energy, but there is a level of resistance that's coming through in his challenge position. Now, how I'm reading this, right? Because look how you've got the strength card here and you've got the magician card here. And it's like they're both above their head, right? Has got the new archetype. It's got the new energy of love in that infinity symbol. And what I was talking about here is the divine masculine truly coming into balance and matching the energy of the divine feminine without either one of them feeling like they had to make a power play or anything like that. There's an ease to the connection, even though you've got work to do. He's resisting the change on some level. But the advice from spirit is to just go for it. Take a leap of faith. If you are at the end, if you are at the graduation phase, spirit is saying that the divine masculine is at the new beginning phase, which is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about the 10-10 portal, new beginning. Here's where you like quite literally those two cards, that's graduating the old cycle, beginning the new. So like, I mean, the push is on to move you guys into the next phase. And what is the likely? Yeah, take a chance, hey? Yeah. What's the likely outcome is that you come into balance. which is the push, that you come into balance with each other, temperance. But when I say you come into balance, it will probably be a very diplomatic energy, even though it's charming and harmonious and balanced. It will probably still have an air of diplomacy about the way that they are connecting. Okay, so should we do some Divine Love Oracle? Who do you want to choose for?
Whoever you don't want to choose.
I think I want to read for Divine Feminine tonight.
Right, G. Right, G.
Roger. And look, we've got 5 people with us. If anybody wants a personal reading when we finish this bit, I think we're good to do a couple of shoot us a message. We're good to do a couple of personal readings if you would like one. Just if you've got a particular question that we might be able to help with. Righto, Divine Feminine. What have we got for you? Let's have a look. Surrender. Do you want to choose one for Divine Masculine? Look, this is, I understand why this has come out with these, particularly around that 3 of Swords, and then over here you've got the 5 of Swords. There's definitely resistance in that soul space, right? Resistance in the soul space to the next part of the journey. So to really open up into the next version of this journey is to surrender. I want to explain this properly, because you can say, I surrendered to being a twin flame. I surrendered to the fact that I can't guarantee an outcome. I surrendered to the fact that any work that I do is going to affect my twin on the other side. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. If this surrender process doesn't light up all your centers, so you've got energy centers, but you've got 3 brains, right? You've got neural tissue in your brain, neural tissue in your heart, and neural tissue in your gut. And the one that's going to have the biggest impact is the neural tissue out of your heart space. But all of these centers are all going to be talking at the same time. If the messages aren't all consistent on all of the centers and all the activation points, you will still have friction to your connection. Surrender is the ideal that reality is right 100% of the time. So if you are not in union with your twin, it will be because you have friction to the connection. It will be that you haven't completely surrendered into the it's not that you have to have everything fixed. I don't want to make it sound like you have to have everything fixed, otherwise you'll never get your connection. But the key to surrender is understanding the key ideals and having all of those centers talking to each other in a way that is balanced and that doesn't have attached to it any of the chaser energy. And I know I will definitely do a more detailed video in our key concepts, like in that other playlist, and I'll talk more about the power of surrender. But it's an interesting energy that comes up, particularly when you've got all this friction to the connection sitting in the major reading. Righto. So the energy surrender. See, look, and the masculine has got ascension. He's definitely in a process of wanting to move forward and to grow. And what we had that strength card and the magician card. So I'm really definitely looking at him moving into a process where, and I think this is another interesting one when we're looking at ascension. He had the Ace of Wands, which is being offered something passionate from the divine. And here, if we cover up that card, it's him going, see, it's the divine's hand and it's his hand, and they're both holding an Ace of Wands. So when he's moving through an ascension journey, there's some level of acceptance or some sort of leveling up that's taking place on the masculine side of the process, which is, it's super fascinating. And here, look, Truth Seeker, this is the energy for the connection. You guys are trying to figure this out, right? Here you had the Lovers and the 5 of Swords. Now, what happens in these connections is, you do have all those lovely 2 of Cups feelings where you feel romantic, you feel light, you feel bubbly, you feel charming. You've got all of those things that play out. But in this space, you have to understand the true nature of twin flames and what the purpose of the mission is all about if you're going to be able to hold that balancing frequency that brings you into harmonious union. And look, this is the whole journey for both of you. You're at a point of surrender, and surrender is a giving up, but it's a giving up in a healthy way, right? It's a giving up knowing that you have faith, hope, and love frequencies all aligned with the truth of who you are. And the masculine can then work on their version of ascension. But the truth of the connection is that it's not a rom-com. It's not a, oh, I met my twin flame. This is so much fun. It's not. It's a journey. It's a process. And along the way, there are going to be times where things that you have to say to each other for the sake of the connection are not going to be easy. But once you're able to hold the vibration happily, you will be able to create, you'll be able to create a life together, but that life will influence many, many other people as the planet ascends overall. So it's a big energy to have that truth seeker come out. Righto, so that's our general reading, and I can see we've got a couple of questions there. So who wanted a reading there, Don?
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to read
She'd
for you, Dawn.
love to know where her DM's energy is at.
DM's energy, righto. Let's dive into that and have a look. Oh, sending you love, darling.
And hello, Yasmin.
Righto, where is Michelle's DM's energy at? Let's have a read on. Can you draw me 3 cards there, huh?
Yeah.
Righto, thank you. Let's have a look. Oh, first card out is the 2 of Cups. And then we've got the 6 of Swords. And then we've got the Hierophant. I like this for you, Dawn. We've got the King of Swords. We've got King of Pentacles. Look at these repeating messages. And look at these repeating messages. You're almost like the poster child for that general reading I just did. So the 2 of Cups. So there's definitely a loving energy coming in. So under that Mercury, Libra, Venus, Libra energy, 2 of Cups is prevalent for twin flames right now. They are starting to feel those more light-hearted energies. Could even be having a degree of euphoric recall in the way that he's looking back over the connection, because essentially he's moving forward in the 6 of Swords energy. It's going, I've had troubled times in the past, and I really want to move on to happier times. You know, like he could be sitting, when you put these 2 energies together, this is kind of rom-com stuff. You know, I just brought up that before, and I was going, Twin Flames isn't a rom-com, but these 2 energies is kind of how rom-coms play out. It's like going, you have this mad connection where you feel like, you know, a higher level of love, and then you've been in troubled times, but you want to walk towards something more harmonious. So that's very, very much in line with what's happening in the grand scheme of things, is that we're moving our connections into more harmony. I also love that the Hierophant's here. So it's thinking about commitment, or it could be in this instance that he's found someone who can mentor him with what he might be feeling or experiencing, wanting to move himself into a space of calmer waters. Definitely feeling love. And when I lean into his energy, I'm like, definitely feeling love, and feeling like he might have found himself in a place that's a little bit stuck, but moving forward. Him getting wisdom, having good conversations, growing in his sense of faith and understanding who he is as a person. I just feel like this is a real a moment of reckoning is what I want to say. It's like I'm picking it up as a bit of a wake-up call, and that's not the traditional representation of the Hierophant, but it might be that there's somebody who's had a word in his ear that is definitely pushing him into a higher state of understanding. Is he starting to feel communicative? Yes. The King of Swords showing up in this particular read would be in line with what's happening, you know, not necessarily with the 10-10, but you add the 10-10 and then the Mercury and the Venus placements, and it's somebody who wants to cut away any crap in their life. When you put the King of Swords and the 6 of Swords together, whatever has been holding him back, he wants to start making an effort towards getting better, improving, understanding, and leading. Leading is the other word. Look at these 2 kings. He's got the King of Swords and King of Pentacles. both of these guys really do carve a path. They're like, you add those energies together, and it's someone who could even be entrepreneurial in the way that they operate. So they're creative and they speak well, and they lead with courage and conviction. The only thing I'm kind of, if I go, there's a tough point to this one, is I feel like there's a bit of ego involved in this one. So he might have a minute of holding back because there's some ego involved, or if I'm honest, I don't think he wants to say I'm sorry. Like, he doesn't want to have to say I'm sorry, but he's coming into wisdom about why that is. Here, again, that would reinforce this idea that and this came through in the general read, that there's some level of victory that wants to take place, but the conversations are tough, right? They're hard conversations. Even when you have big feelings, or you feel like someone's your perfect match, or that you should have been together, even when you want to take it to more harmonious waters and you're getting wise, I just get the feeling in his energy right now, he doesn't really want to say he's sorry, definitely wants to move forward, definitely wants to have a better life, a stronger life, a life free of trouble, but at this point isn't quite ready to say he's sorry. So I don't necessarily see him coming forward under this particular energy, but I definitely see that the feelings are alive and well, and that he's moving to another level of wisdom, which is really solid and on point, and it's really in line with that general read that we just did, Michelle. So hopefully, darling, that helps a little bit to give you a bit of insight where we're going there. Righto.
There's no other questions. No. Yasmin wanted to read, but
Yasmin wanted to read.
Yeah, but she hasn't.
She's gone.
I think she must be gone.
Ah.
There's a hiding there. Surrendered everything, and she respects her DM's free will. She walked away, made him understand the situation. Prays for his enlightenment. He blocked and unblocked her. She says, "Thank you."
Hello,
Heidi.
Hello, Heidi. How you going? If you're still there, did you want me to read on that, darling, or were you saying? Oh, I'll give you those back. So Yasmin wanted to read, did she?
Yeah, she did, but she couldn't
say what she wanted to read on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please. So that's Heidi saying, right. Okay, darling. So you've surrendered everything to God, which is beautiful. And that surrender card came up. So let's have a look about first time. Righto. So do you want to see sort of what the connection looks like between you? Is that what you want me to read on? Is it just the energy around you both? Just the energy. Righto. Let's have a look. Can you give me 3, 2, Dom? Thank you. Let's have a look. So we've got, see, repeating messages for our divine feminine tonight. You've got the World, darling, and the 4 of Swords. I can definitely see your surrender here, but there's the Heartbreaker as well. So that's actually not a surprise. What have we got? The Sun. What have we got? The Ace of Swords, and we have got, 7 of Cups. So, like our general read just said, was that you've definitely moved into that place. When you say that you've surrendered and you've handed things over to God and that you live in faith, that's definitely what these two would suggest. That you've moved through the mysteries of the journey and you've found a place where you can keep it in a healthy scenario. Definitely have, times where it hurts and you feel him, not being in his, not being there with you in the 3D, but here in the 5 of Cups. And for twins, if you look really close, see that 2 of Cups sitting in between these two, even though they're in separation, that 2 of Cups says that the connection remains intact. So when you have these moments where you're really feeling the distance between you two, it's in surrendering to God and handing your journey over to God, you know that your union remains intact, and that's part of that surrender process that you're going through. The 4 of Swords comes through, and it's under this particular 10-10 portal energy, it does suggest moving into a deliberate meditative space where you can take advantage of something like a 1010 energy portal where you can bring in the codes for new beginnings. So, and Four of Swords is coming through in an interesting way for me in this scenario because you've graduated through so much, and Spirit's going, what we need to do is really activate what's going on with you because you've actually, I just want to say your ducks are in a row as far as this connection goes. You've done everything that you can really do before you come into a level of union. You've even got the Sun card coming out. And I go, Spirit, why is this Sun card coming out? And I've been looking at it lately because we're based down here in Australia. We're about to move into the season of summer. It is a very happy card, but I'm going, perhaps the season of summer is going to be particularly important. So our summer is, it will be complete by the end of February, but things start to get warmer where we live from right about now. And I feel like under that energy, things are going to start to improve for you. It might be that your communication really does improve because you do have the Ace of Swords there. So your focus will what you choose to focus on, what you choose to heal, what you choose to move through, what you choose to grow through, you're going to come into a really clear understanding of why those pain points exist and what you need to do with them. Here, you've got the Seven of Cups, which, it does come through as a card of options, but I see it differently for you. I see it more as a card of filtering. I think where you're going and what you have to do and the options that come before you. Sometimes when you read a Seven of Cups in a tarot reading, you would say to somebody, they'll drink the cup, but they won't know what's inside of it. They won't know what's toxic. They won't know what's good for them. They just will drink from the cup and they'll deal with the consequences. But under this particular Rider Waite, you can clearly see what's positive when you choose one of these cards. So what I'm picking up around you is your ability to discern has really moved forward. Your ability to know what processes serve you has really come online, and you're moving in a way where, I reckon if I took your frequency temperature, that you're very, very good at harmonizing and bringing the energy forward. Like you're bringing the energy of neutral forward in a really happy way. I think you're in that difficult phase where you've pretty much done everything that you can do from your side of the coin, and it's a bit of a waiting game. But during the waiting game, you've got these pain points that you have to move through. But I guess I'm talking myself in a circle in saying that you know what to do with them. When these pain points arise, you know what to do with them. You've got absolute clarity and understanding. So I would suggest that the next couple of months between now and probably the end of February, what's going to be happening for you is you're going to have different options present or different scenarios present that are all designed really just to give you clarity and understanding. I would probably suggest that meditation would be pretty on point at the moment. Like when you meditate, you're going to get some powerful, powerful visions that are going to give you more and more understanding of why you're going through the processes that you go through when you go through them. At this point, I'm not seeing the reunion energies there, but I'm definitely see that the next phase for you is like when this, like the next ascension phase for you will probably be when you two are together. I just want to draw one more energy over the top. I don't want to leave you with an energy that says keep doing what you're doing and wait it out. Let's just go. If I want to look into, I just want to put another layer on it and see what February looks like and see if we've got a bit of a shift in there. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, look, see that? That's what I'm talking about. When we get to February, your energy shifts dramatically. That Six of Pentacles is about energy coming back to you. So that's more what I'm looking towards with February. Oh, and look, see? Oh, can't make this stop up. There's our Two of Cups. So when I talk about connections coming together in waves, it's not necessarily time-centric. It's task-centric, but waves are also, they're crashing all the time. They're all moving all the time, and you can be in the front of the wave, you can be at the back of the wave. Like time is not a specific when it comes to these twin flame. When I'm trying to put a timeline there for you, it's a little bit tricky. But specifically, This energy of the sun is jumping out at me at the moment when I'm reading for twins, is being at the end of the Australian summer. And when I asked for you, darling, what it looked like then, it was that there would be see this is the more gentle energies of a twin flame connection. This is the more fun stuff, and this is where you get the energy coming back towards you. So I hope that gave you something to hold on to and work with as you move through the next phase. Feels like to me you've got this, darling girl. You've got this, and keep doing what you're doing, because it appears like you're bringing this energy towards you in a really lovely way. Righto. Was that everybody's questions, or was there? Did Yasmin come back online?
Yeah.
Or we didn't see Yasmin? Righto.
Cindy says hello.
Hi, Cindy. So if that's everybody who wanted a reading has got a reading, we'll wrap it up. I'll just give you a quick second to see if anyone else had a question, and if not, we'll wrap up our reading for today there. And look, it is this 1010 portal is a massive energy designed to bring in new beginnings and new starts. And like we said, it definitely sort of, it worked for us to bring that energy into our connection.
Sure, Cindy, you can get one more read.
Sorry?
One more for Cindy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
What would you like to read on, Cindy?
Oh, that's okay with the donation, darling. Thank you, though. That's really generous. We really just want to help, darling. Thank you. What would you like me to read on, darling? Let's have a look.
Future with twin next 3 months.
Righto. Well, let's have a look at your energy for the next 3 months. I want to, like, straight up when I lean into your energy, there's something going on in like in your headspace. Like my crown chakra just red hot lit up when I started asking questions about your next 3 months. So I don't know if you've got a guide who fires up your crown chakra, but you've definitely, like, when I start thinking about your energy, you've got something going on in that space. So let's have a look and see what we've got playing out for you. Righto. Can you draw me 3 cards, Stu? Thanks. So let's have a look. Next 3 months, Spirit. Righto, we've got the Devil card, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Three of Cups. This is interesting, Cindy. Let's have a look. What have you got? Again, the Sun. See, I'm reading the Sun so much for twins at the moment. Righto. And again, this one's a challenging read. This one's got a lot going on. So I would suggest at the moment that this connection is, what do I want to say? There's a lot of ego still alive and well in this connection, is what I want to say. There's still processes that are, I would worry that at the moment I'm reading you as getting into chaser energy more often than is probably serving you. Reunion is definitely in your energy. That Three of Cups energy is definitely about good times and celebrating and wanting to move forward, but can also act as a bit of a tale about being third party energy. What I would suggest this one is that's going on is I think it might be that it's a bit push and pull over the next 3 months. There is this energy that it does want to make a fresh new start. But when I lean into it and I go, Spirit, is this coming online in a healthy way? I think there's still a lot of process that that needs to be sorted out. So whatever they've got, whatever is playing out as this third party energy would really, to mine, it would really hold this connection up. You do have the energy of the Sun, which puts me in the Australian summer. I keep reading that over and over again. But what I think is going to take place is that any forward momentum that you feel on this connection is going to be halted. It feels so push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. And at the moment, the best advice I really do have is pulling your energy back out of it. And I do, like, if you look into the key concept videos, it explains why I talk about pulling your energy away, because I feel like this, who or whatever this third party energy is that is affecting this connection, is going to keep you in runner chaser scenario for just a minute. This King of Swords energy, though, is somebody who's starting to cut away crap. But I do feel like that you might go through a scenario where he pulls you in only to disappoint. And I hate saying that to you, darling, but I think forewarned is forearmed, and I'm a bit of a straight shooter when I do readings. So, you know, I don't think I'm serving you to just give you sunshine and lollipops if I'm seeing something more struggle in there. What I would suggest is that his offers are going to be a little bit underwhelming and probably leave you a little bit wanting over the next 3 months. But what I want to do, like, because I actually feel like Spirit is projecting me a little bit further. I think the change for you, and like I said, timelines are really tricky around twins because, you know, waves aren't time centric, they're task centric. So whether you're on the front of the wave, which with what the tasks are given to you, or the back of it is kind of when your wave crashes. And I think that you might be sort of at the tail end of what's playing out on this particular cycle. So what I want to do, I want to project, if you don't mind, I want to project a little bit beyond this moment. I actually want to move to the June of next year. I think you might be on this journey for a minute. Let's just have a look and see, Cindy, what June is bringing us, and see if we can find something a little more constructive, because at the moment I'm going to give you lots of advice on how you help yourself. Yeah, June's got us in Hermit energy, and again we've still got this 3 of Cups energy. So the Moon, let's have a look. Let's grab 3 more. 7 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. There, that's when we start. This is going to take a minute, darling girl, and you know, there's some work to be done in between time. So the Hermit card is definitely about holding, you know, that space. And like I said to you, I can give you a lot of support with things that you can do to help manage the energy while you're in the process of separation, and while he's in the process of dealing whatever his third party energy is that he's got going on. By June, it still looks like it's that scenario is still in play, but then there's a process that will be undertaken that will start to shift it. The energy of the Moon, I'm happy to see that there, because that says that there'll be things happening behind the scenes that you won't necessarily know about that will be enacting change. I get the feeling that he might act a bit shady while he's going through that process. So you won't, like, those two together, honestly, is somebody acting in a scenario that is it's sneaky, and it's like going that he won't probably give you the full detail of what's playing out. And a lot of the time, up till about June next year, you're probably going to feel like you're out in the cold. But here in our final card for the read is the Wheel of Fortune. So here's where the 180 happens. Now, what timelines are tricky, and timelines can collapse, and lots of things can happen between now and June. But on the way this current timeline is playing out with the work that you're currently doing, the Wheel of Fortune comes in as a 180 for you next June, where things really start to look different. Up until then, I think you're going to experience a significant amount of push-pull energy, where, you know, and lean in on the collective when you're going through these energies, darling, like to keep your spirits high, to keep your mental health well, because it's really, really tough when you feel this level of connection for someone and you're experiencing all the ascension symptoms and all the scenarios that play out with twins, and you're waiting for something significant to change. Like, you're doing all the work, but you can't see the shift. And for me to say something like, I can't see a significant shift until next June, that feels like a long time away. So in between time, lean on the support of the collective, lean on the support of meditating and the divine, and continue to grow and learn and ascend. And this is not without hope, but there is some work to do in this scenario. So yours is a big read and a big story, and I just want you to know that we'll be here to support as much as we possibly can as you move through some of these challenging energies. I know that wasn't a sunshine lollipops reading, but I would much rather give you the truth and be here to support you. Okay, so that's your read for tonight, darling, and hope it's giving you something to work with. If it's not exciting, I know to hear that message is not necessarily exciting, but I hope it gives you something to work with, and we'll definitely be here to support. Okay, so did we get to the heart of what everybody needed with their reading tonight? Was there anyone else, or have we answered everyone's questions?
Yep, Yasmin has to
Come back on. We'll catch up with Yasmin another time.
Well, thank you for everyone for watching, and hopefully your readings tonight have helped you guys with
continuing on your journey.
And, we're here to help. If you fellas feel like you need, if you want to ask us some more questions, please.
By the way, Ricky calls everybody fellas, like girls, guys, and everybody in between. Like everybody's fellas.
Guys, y'all,
you fellas.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
But if you guys do feel like you need, want to ask some more questions, feel free to contact us. You can message us here on YouTube or on any of the other platforms we're on, and all the links will be in the bio below. Yeah. But it was great to be back on, and sorry I've been MIA for a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but I'm back.
Yeah,
it's just drained up.
We're making it work.
Yeah.
All right, so we might wrap it up from there. It's so good to talk to everybody, and till we get back online again, we're going to say, in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from us for now.
Bye.
See you guys.